This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, Summer Helene and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk 4 Media.
G'day guys, welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, Summer Helene, and we are on with my co-host,
Pickle Bear.
Pickle Bear?
Yes,
Is that
like
Rick?
Pickle Rick, because of all the pickle flavored things
pissy.
you're having me ingest.
This is
today.
what he gets to try today for his little Let's Snack corner.
They're all
shout
reversed,
out to
so
Kitty. Shout out to Kitty. God,
Sorry.
they're not slow, dude. Shout out to our food producer here, Kitty, for Kitty's Kitchen. This is what he gets to try today: pickle soda and pickle candy. Fairy floss. What do you guys call it?
Cotton candy.
Excellent. It's very
Fairy
exciting.
Floss?
Fairy floss. That's
Why
what we call it in
fairy
Australia.
floss?
Because that's what we call it. You guys made up a stupid name for it.
We made up a stupid name for
Yeah,
it.
we had it longer.
Cotton candy.
It's like everything else.
You guys also name things very simple, by the way. So like the blue tongue lizard is because they has a blue tongue.
Yeah, that was named in the UK, Fairy Floss.
Which was?
Fairy Floss.
So they're just simple people too. They've been around for a long time, you know.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes. We've got a whole
America's
bunch going on today. No, it's not.
No,
Dude,
it's
I've
not.
lived in both
We have
countries.
trouble right now, especially in politics. Oh my God.
You have two octogenarians running for an office where you only have two political parties running. You'll need a timeout, need to return
and
King
we have
Charles.
an entire
Return
political...
America to King Charles.
And
shame on both
and
of
we
you.
have an entire political branch of government that has never agreed on anything for the people, except, hey, they all came together to say TikTok's got to go.
He's personally pissy about that.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Tiny Bubbles Hair Salon in Palm Springs, California. Thank you for always making me a red carpet ready. KM Extends, they do all of my hair extensions. Off-road rentals in Palm Springs, that's our giveaway today. And if you yourself can recommend something for Bear to eat or try,
The best recommendation.
We'll get a ride at Off-Road Rentals in Palm Springs, California. The Lexi Las Vegas, thank you for always looking after us.
Beautiful hotel.
Renaissance MD, I need to come see you because I got to get a little fill in here to like lift some shit up here. So I'm going to go see Renaissance MD this week, and Red Light from Bombshell Tans. And of course, Fresh Coachella for
making me look amazing. I see them again this Tuesday if anyone wants to come and check it out. In Cathedral City, California.
With his face. Or
Matavia.
Shout out to Yana, that's Bear's manager. She's
as
on
well
here
as
live.
Sniffy for joining us here.
Okay, so I do want to talk, while we talk about some politics, we're going to try a couple of things. First,
what's happening with politics?
Oh, we're going to talk about American politics and why it's stupid and you should be returned to King Charles.
I'm not even going to sniff it.
Nope, just take a big swallow. Tell us how your pickle soda is. That is not a big swallow.
It's not good in any way. It's not good. It's not terrible. If I had to drink this, or I drink it as a gimmick, right? Like for the bit here, I'd survive.
Yeah, then he'll drink it.
No,
is it salty?
You try it. Because I don't think it's I honestly don't think it's that. Oh, is it artificial?
Yeah, the color.
I don't know if it's that salty. You want to give it a swig?
No, she.
Oh, right, she can't.
Try.
I don't think it's terribly salty, honestly. As far as pickle flavors go, it's more like tonic water than pickle. You know what I mean?
All right, we are going to try now the pickle fairy floss while we discuss.
Oh, hang on a sec. That's not sitting well in the tummy.
Don't worry. We have a vomit bag, just in case.
Just in case I throw up, we have a vomit bag.
You might want to hold on to that. Now, I'm going to choose the piece
That's really
here.
not sitting well. I am Bear's manager. Yes, she is. Thank you, Yana.
Okay, so say
No,
I choose.
no,
yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
no,
do.
you
Stop
don't.
putting it. Stop being a baby. Come on. It melts.
Yeah, it melts.
Stop.
Melts my ass. You
Put it in. Put it in.
I decide.
It melts.
No, I decide how much.
No, you don't. That's not how this bit goes. Put it in. Whole thing, and it melts. The whole thing. Come on. Whole thing. You didn't even give it a fair chance. You didn't even give the pickle candy floss a fair chance.
fucking sorry, that's heinous.
I'd like to remind everyone every time. Try again. Every time we
No,
give money
I'm
to
not
the
trying it
Boys
again.
and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and come on, give it a go.
I'll give it
Actually, give it a bite.
I did give it a bite.
No, you didn't. You didn't bite through. Just bite. The Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. We swear because we care.
That's a decent chaser after that. Oh, why? It's so gross. Why is that here? Who buys that?
Your producer. What does that taste like?
Look at this bottle. Look at this bottle, okay? It's a decent container. It's got a little swirly design at top. It's got a fun design right here. Yeah, it's all print on, but that costs money. How does that person make enough money off this to afford to ship it to us? Do we pay for shipping on this?
Yeah.
Now I know how.
Try again.
We also paid for it to be made.
What's it taste like? Would you put this in the bin, please? He didn't vomit. We did well this week.
A sweet pickle should not exist. That's
Pickle
salty.
relish is
It's
sweet.
not even salty. It's like you took all the salt out of a pickle and replaced it with sugar. It doesn't make sense.
Do you want more pickle juice?
Get it away from me.
Do you want more pickle juice?
Pringle me. I'm gonna die. I have Pringle chasers.
Drink more soda and I'll give you a Pringle.
No, it isn't a negotiation of my
no
body.
Pringles.
Fine, I got water, I guess.
Take his water away.
Like, get out of here.
Would you take that?
Absolutely not.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I take it pickle soda isn't. It's actually trending online right now.
God.
I was about to say anything pickle flavored.
Can I get an ice pack, please? My body's overheating from the level of anger I'm feeling.
Just set it to the side and grab an ice pack.
A big one, por favor. Holy
Pringles
moly.
soda chaser. Was it really that bad?
The drink, no. The cotton candy was, oh my God, obnoxiously terrible. Yeah, you ever look at something and you think, oh, that sucks, that's bad, but you can make it through it. You don't want to have to make it through that one.
It's really
just horrific.
What does it taste like?
Again, if you took all the salt out of a pickle, ew. Someone just told me my tongue is green and I can taste it. If you took all the salt away from a pickle, replaced it with sugar, but left all the pickle flavor and dissolving, what a terrible texture for a pickle.
So dissolving pickle, he likes bread and butter pickles.
What'd you call it?
Bread and butter pickles.
What's a bread and butter
the
pickle?
sweet sandwich pickles you eat.
Yeah, they're sweet pickles.
The sweet sandwich
Like pickle,
pickles.
like pickle relish.
Mm-hmm.
You eat all that stuff.
Pickle relish, great. Fantastic. Still has salt in it. Not that.
Do you want me to add salt to it so you can try it again? I'm helping.
It's not going to help a damn thing. Oh, man.
Would you?
For the audience question, Sniffy, Alexis is my fight manager. She helps book all my fight events and coordinates with my coach. And then Yana is my manager who gets me into all other types of events, like to Fashion Week, for example. Now back to hating the
And
pickle
Kitty
stuff.
is the one that gets you food to eat. She's your producer on the show.
Yeah, Kitty's one of our show producers. She buys me all this fantastic food. By the way, can I just have like a cookie one day?
Sure, I'll get you a chocolate bar.
A chocolate bar? What's
Yeah,
weird
see?
about it? What's wrong with it?
Hey, do you want the chocolate bar?
It's a
she's offering
chocolate
or
bar,
not?
but it's infused with, I don't know, the
Jimmy Brown.
souls of dying infants. Did I say that? I
You're
can say
being
that.
really melodramatic.
It is very melodramatic. I am.
Was it really that bad?
It was really that bad. It was so bad it turned me into a schoolgirl level of dramaticism.
Yeah, Kimberly said it was that bad. She warned me that it was going to be that bad.
Yeah, she tried.
How
it,
did she
Kimmy.
know?
She tried it.
I tried the cotton candy.
Absolutely not.
I thought you
Anyways,
said the
well-
worst one you had was that one chip challenge.
I've never been so angry in my life. I have been emotionally distraught, but that was rage. I wanted to punch anything, and I need to eat a one chip before I go fight in the next fight. If I put that in my mouth right before I fight, I'm winning.
I can make that happen.
Oh my God.
See, I eat on camera too. It's not like it's.
I
just you.
feel bad for anyone who fights me if I have a one chip with me that day. It's a brawl. Because I'm trying to win or lose immediately. You have to understand that. Why do you have a brownie?
We're
We're supposed to talk about politics. We're supposed to be talking about politics.
Okay.
Something about Bradley Cooper.
No, it was Brett Cooper.
Brett Cooper. What's Brett Cooper do? Brett Cooper, that's that
Annoying
commentator
YouTuber.
on Republicans, right?
Yeah, right-wing commentator.
All right. What about her?
That's
What'd she
not what
do?
makes her annoying. And so she was talking about Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
and
That's the
faith work he may or may not have had done.
Oh, that was Ken, right? He was Ken from
Mhm.
Barbie movie. Okay. Emotional damage.
Mm.
Thank you, Alexis, my other manager. Guys, you're listening to this instead of watching it. You can comment on the YouTube channel K4HD, where we go live from. If you ever want to be a part of the
if you
group
don't
chat
want
and
any,
involved in
that's
the radio
fine.
show. What's up?
I was just offering you
Wait.
it. No, it's fine. It's
I'm not forcing you. Stop making it look like I'm a bad guy.
give me.
You're pulling away and thrusting it back at my face.
I'm not. I don't want you to green pickle tongue on the brownie. I just figured you could use a treat after that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But now my mouth is full, so you got to talk.
I took a bite too. Can you put this away, please, Kimberly?
I'm back. All right, let's do it.
So realistically,
You're
not a fan of the pickles.
Why are we on this? Leave the pickles. I've had too much pickle in my life the last few days, man. Last few weeks, sorry.
Is that a euphemism?
I've had too much.
I mean, how
pickles
much
in my
pickle
life.
have you been taking?
How much pickle? I've been taking pickle supplements. I have pickle injections. They're like steroid injections. They go right in the ass.
So you've been taking a pickle in the butt?
I've been juicing up on pickles hard.
No. So you heard it here first. Bear has takes pickles in the butt.
Oh no!
So if you have
don't say that. That's not right.
So if you have a pickle you want to share with Bear's butt, that's the way this goes.
That's not how this goes.
I'm pretty sure that's how this goes.
Oh man.
Anywho, so this chick, Brett Cooper, right?
Right.
She's a right-wing commentator. Pretty girl, very strong features, very masculine looking, really sweet though.
Okay, she's very sweet, but she also is insulting Ryan Gosling for having work done.
Mm-hmm. But having Phil.
Like, who cares though? Who cares if you have Phil? It's such an integral. Likely you'll have Phil at some point in your life.
I've already had a ton of it. Like I get shit done.
Like, it's not just for women; it's for guys. Especially if you're in the public. If you're in a public stage in any way, you're gonna likely have filler at some point.
You've had
in your
no
life.
plastic surgery done.
Have I had any plastic surgery
No,
done?
none.
Okay.
No Botox, no filler.
I'm sure one day when I'm done fighting, I will just try and
just
preserve a little
Don't
bit.
look like Oscar De La Hoya. My God,
That's too much.
he looks
No,
like a
no.
blowfish.
I'm talking like smoothing out some eye lines, not like stretching my whole skin back to the back of my head. What was that Family Guy episode where they just pull their skin back and attach with clips?
Oh, that was The Simpsons, and that was when they ran out of Botox in town.
Oh, I love that. That's a good episode.
I'm not
Shout out
against
to The
that.
Simpsons. Let us
Just-
know what Botox looks like without the injections.
That's kind of my thought process. Like, if they want to get it done, cool.
Yeah.
Don't look like De La Hoya. Like, there's a point where it goes
too
too
much.
far.
I think De La Hoya is a good guy, a good boxer. He's just
Yeah, I kind of think he's a douche. Hear me out on this.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what does he do wrong?
Okay, so for those that don't know, I work with Sugar Shane Mosley. We're doing a big fight at the end of the year. I'm really excited for that. Dan Henderson's involved.
Joe
Snuggy Bear
Stevenson's involved.
can come too, I guess. But your tongue's still great.
I know it is.
But essentially, Oscar De La Hoya they sold him as like this pretty boy, good boy of boxing.
Yeah.
He took drugs, he cross-dressed, he did all kinds of weird shit. And then they tried to sell like Sugar Shane as kind of ghetto, and Sugar Shane's like really a nice, like clean-cut guy.
I would never I've met him a few times now. I would never describe Sugar Shane as ghetto.
Yeah, but that's how they tried to sell it.
You don't even get that when you talk.
No, it's a sweetie pie.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned
But
that
De La Hoya
about
is
the drugs.
Oh.
Same thing with John Jones, though. When he came on, he had this persona of like the good Christian boy. The UFC helped push that. And then it came out that he was like on a ton of steroids. And then he ran into some pregnant woman when they were driving.
Was it with his penis?
He had cocaine binges. He beat his wife. Like, so much shit came out. And then after all that, he didn't come back and apologize and came back and was like, yeah, I'm going to eye poke you if we fight. He got so much. It was almost just start having a downward spiral.
Well, you got to think like the heel's not a bad thing. They did that with Rocky. So for those that don't know, there was Rocky Johnson, and then there was The Rock, which is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Right.
And so when he first started in the WWE, he started as a good guy.
Did he?
Then
He became the heel
turned
afterwards.
him, because he was so unpopular.
Okay.
They turned him into the heel.
You know what happened?
And he was great as a heel.
that's such the opposite of Ronda Rousey. They brought her in as a good guy, right? Yep. And then they made her the heel for her next event, and she immediately made the fans. She herself made the fans hate her so bad because she would go on live streams talk about how wrestling's fake, how she's actually gonna fight her opponent. Like it kind of ruined. Like they're already doing some back and forth banter to promote the fight, and she just ruined it right out the gate.
Well, so they go with The Rock. He comes in, becomes the heel. Everyone loves him as the heel, which is fantastic. But it's the same with Conor McGregor.
Yes.
Though everyone's giving really bad shit to Conor McGregor after Roadhouse, and they shouldn't. They put him in a remake of a film that everyone loved.
Yeah.
Dumb idea. They put him against really strong actors.
Yeah.
And then they went, okay, why is he having trouble?
You know what I'd say? What I'd say to that is a lot of the comments, when at least the ones I've seen, maybe I've seen only a minority versus a majority. They didn't say Conor did bad. They said the movie was bad. Like Conor apparently did pretty decent. Conor got raked over the coals.
I know, but he got raked over the coals.
Yeah, not a good movie.
Well, then let's talk about somebody who can actually act.
All right, let's do it.
All right, I'd like to welcome to the show the one, the only Vincent M. Ward. I know we have Amarachi on as well
to
today.
The show, sir.
Don't leave Conor alone.
I heard he actually did pretty well, but everyone was really.
Well, you know, it's easy to play yourself. So I think his character that he was playing was kind of himself. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw something that he's supposed to be playing Popeye.
I saw a rendered poster of that on Facebook, and I thought it was just like someone's AI bit, like a joke. I don't know if it's real.
No, it seems to be real.
I think he could do it.
Well, I think he's trying to take The Rock's path and move into acting, and points to him for doing it, by the way. I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, because I mean, your body can't. He's getting older, and his body can't continue to get beat. Because his last few fights, he pretty much got beat up every fight. So, you know, after a while, you gotta hang it up and figure out something else to do. Just like John Cena. You know, John Cena, you can tell that his health is going down. How he runs to the ring. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's the impact on the body. And the WWE, I'm working for Disney right now, so I'm trying to, like, what's a polite way of saying the WWE doesn't screw it. If I get in trouble, I get grounded. But essentially, the WWE is not great about taking care of their former fighters. You guys can go on and find where the UFC will take care of their former fighters.
Yeah.
The WWE, you can find GoFundMe's for people that used to be in the WWE. Because they need medical treatment.
Most definitely. I'm actually friends with a few of those wrestlers, and a lot of them survive from doing conventions. Yeah. You know, my man Rikishi, you know, shout out to Rikishi. Rikishi is always at a convention. And I've definitely met some people that I looked up to in the, you know, back in the day. And I've met them in person, and I'll be so excited to meet them. And then some of them be kind of excited to meet me. And I'm like, what? Yeah, but it's always dealing because of The Walking Dead, of course. So, yeah.
Well, you know, it's been some time since then. So what are some things you're working on now?
Oh, I actually, before we go there, I do have to tell you. So Serena Mosley, who manages Shane Mosley, it's his sister. She's managed him. She's managed him forever. Found out. I mentioned you in conversation, and they're having a private event over at his manor in July, and I'm supposed to invite you to go hang out with Sugar Shane and Dan and all that.
Man, you know, we kind of hung out at the fight that night.
He really likes you. So
he's a really nice. He's a really nice guy. You know, he just was in a tough sport.
Absolutely.
Really sweet guy. But you could tell that in his past performances, you know, when he was coming up in the ranks with his dad, you can tell he was a nice guy. Most of the time when your father is your trainer, things are kind of different. Even with Floyd people give Floyd a hard time, but his dad and his uncle made sure that he did what he was supposed to do, and that's why he probably went 50-0. So
Yeah. There's a difference between the persona you put out there, but then the work has to back it up. It has to come.
It was also because HBO had put so much into making Oscar De La Hoya the good boy,
the golden boy.
Yep. And then he comes out. They find him in fishnet stockings and a G-string with boxing gloves on, and he got in trouble for all this stuff. And they're like, "All right, how do we fix this? Try and make Sugar Shane look worse." Here's the thing.
It didn't
Shane's Shane's like genuinely a good guy. It's not a persona. So it's that moment where you're like, I don't think this is going to work the way you think this is going to work.
I think what we're learning nowadays is everybody has their little secrets that they try to keep out of the public. So,
yeah, everyone's got a skeleton, man. Everyone's come from somewhere.
Yeah, even if he did dress like that, I don't think he was hurting anybody. That's a fetish.
Like, I have no problem with it. Like, I'm not going to kink shame. He can do what he wants.
Right.
All I'm saying is you're trying to sell him like as the good boy while he's coked out.
Quite
like
work with
that doesn't
image.
work. Well, it's not the G-string and the stockings. It was the cocaine and the hitting women that didn't work with the good boy thing.
Hey, but you know what? It's a lot of the ones that you think are the good ones are the ones that are the worst. And the ones that you think are the worst be the ones who don't really do that much, as far as hitting women or raping women or whatever. But yeah, the ones that you expect the most out of be the ones that have the deepest secrets.
That's it. And image is everything. Like right now, we're doing a reality show with Ray J. Nicest guy in the world, bloody brilliant. He created Raycon. He did the scooters. Like he's made business after business because he kind of got pushed out of Hollywood by a group of people that we are legally obliged not to mention. And so
yeah, but when you go on a reality show and you act a fool too, people give you the side eye.
That's
especially when it's your wife, But I mean, Ray J has come a long way.
He's a good dude.
As far as his business. And he always seemed funny to me. I think people always looked at him as Brandy's brother or Brandy's little brother.
Yeah.
But he's definitely has accomplished some things on his own also.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the one thing about this society. No matter how you change your life, they're still going to bring up some stuff that you did in the past. Your past will always haunt you, especially if it's video of you doing stuff. So.
Yep, that will always stick around.
But that's why I think it's so important to be. I don't think you can say everything possible that's real about you, but being candid. Not you can have an image, but it shouldn't be so far left of who you are that when you have these little breaks in character, that it completely breaks everything down, tears apart who you are.
That's my EP, David Lyons, followed him, was with him for the last week and a half, went with him to Vegas, was running around, taking notes, getting set up for the show. And I got to tell you, he is the least dramatic human being. Like he's sitting there, he's building a network called Tronics. Fantastic, by the way, if you guys check it out. He's got other companies he's building. And we're sitting there, we're like, we have got to figure out how to get some drama in his life. I'm like, somebody smack anybody. He's so chill. He's a dad. He's just a completely different person now.
Right.
But also on a lot of these reality shows, sometimes the one thing I don't like that society does is how is a person a celebrity just because they know how to cuss somebody out or fight people? That's not being a celebrity. That's just, I'm not talking about Ray J.
No.
Talking about period. It's like they put these people on these pedestals of being a celebrity. And it's like, to me, that's not being a celebrity. What can you do? Do you know how to rap? You know how to sing, dance? What do you know how to do besides cuss people out?
That makes sense. Kind of like, what do you bring to the table?
Exactly.
I look at, so when I talk about you, and I do a fair amount, I always talk about, when I talk about people, I think you come in, when I talk about actors, I think are underutilized in Hollywood. And that's a conversation Jimmy Starr and I talked about that. I talked about that on a show I was on quite a while ago, because you have such a strong range. But because you are such a big guy, You are very pigeonholed into roles because it's difficult to make you kind of the romantic lead because you're looking at where's the height difference now on camera with the woman you're with. Like you get very, I think, pigeonholed into roles simply because you are an extremely tall, extremely muscular man. And I think that kind of pigeonholes you. And I think you're very underutilized because of it. And I think people get caught up and miss the talent. Like you have an incredible range with what you can do. And I think that people miss that. Good guy, bad guy, like you, phenomenal villain, I think you're very, very underutilized. And I think that's something that comes in a lot in Hollywood too, is people lean into this one thing. And that's what happens in reality. Is they have no expectation except for you, pulling hair, getting drunk and slapping someone. I say that. I make the worst reality. I'm like Jerry Springer. I make the worst possible reality shows. I make trash TV. I'm the perpetrator of this. Like, just to be completely honest with everyone out there, I am literally the problem. I'd like to point out when I talk to people about Vincent, I'm recommending him to producers I know. There's no part of me that's like, hey, Vincent, come on to one of my trashy ass shows.
But these last two shows that I've been working on, one is called House of Vicious. Yeah, I'm bad on there, but they're making me love interest. They're showing a different side of me.
I love that. Tell me about that.
And the other show that I'm working on is called The Black Hamptons, and I'm not bad at all. I'm actually Vincent.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're on season 2 for both of the shows, both running on BET Plus. So I'm very excited about that because I know he asked about, what are you working on? So those are we just wrapped with House of Vicious, and I play a character named Bishop, and on Black Hamptons I play a character named Cornelius, and Cornelius is definitely me in real life. And we're like Floyd Mayweather and the Money Team. We're BTB. Floyd Mayweather is TMB.
Love it.
I like that. Team. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I think it's interesting. We're talking about the love interest aspect and how it's kind of hard because of height differences. Yeah, if you ever wanted to, I mean, just as a side idea, who knows? They have this surgery where you can cut into someone's shit with metal rods.
Yeah.
Makes you taller, but we can flip that for you, man. We can cut some bone out and put a little rod in.
I'm surprised you never did that with Tom Cruise, trying to get him taller.
I mean, the thing about it is, honestly, I'm only 6'4". And hell, my wife is 4'11". So, and the ladies, the girls that's on the shows that's playing the love interest, they're like 5'7". So it's not really like a huge difference. I did a movie. I have a movie coming out called 7 Cemeteries with Danny Trejo.
I love Danny Trejo. It's lovely.
And our first scene was a fight scene, and I never realized how short this guy was. I'm looking at him and I'm saying in my mind, this guy is tiny.
Yep.
So all his scenes are filmed up, it makes him look bigger than what he really and truly is. But his personality and everything about him is awesome.
It's big and
for reference, he comes up to my eyebrows.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Danny has to be about 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah, like wow. I'm 5'8". Right. He comes up to like here on me.
Well, I mean, it hasn't seemed to hold him back in any way.
No, it doesn't. It's
but that's the thing. You think about Danny, you think of tough guy, big guy, and it's the total opposite.
Well, you look at again Tom Cruise and the apple crates. Like every time, they literally he wears risers in the shoes, and then he does like when you put him next to someone like Cameron Diaz,
right,
who happens to be quite tall.
You gotta heighten him up. What?
Oh yeah.
I know a guy who played is it Jason or Michael Myers, one of them, and he puts risers in his shoes. He's not as tall as he seemed to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone I know that played like Leatherface and everything, they were always really big dudes.
And that's the thing. I remember years ago, I wanted to audition for Leatherface. And they was like, well, he's white. I'm like, he got on gloves. You can't see his face, all types of stuff. I said, what's the difference? But over the years, those guys have been tall, really tall. A couple of, like I said, a couple of them are my friends, and they're taller than me.
Damn. It's really hard to imagine that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, these guys are huge, man. So I'm like, whoa, okay. I remember one time I did a Brevecto commercial, fleas and ticks. And I know the only reason why I got the part is because I was the shortest guy in the room.
Oh, shit.
These dudes,
everyone they had, you're the short dude.
Yeah, these dudes were gigantic. It was me and 3 other guys. The guy behind me was 7 foot. The other guy, he was 6'6", and he's on the show, that Ghost show right now. And the other dude was like 6'4", but he was like 380. He was huge. So sometimes it works in your favor.
Holy Christ, 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
I always hear about those guys who have like a little bit of thyroid issues or gigantism as a disease, but they get super big. I don't know if 7 foot tall is in that range, right? But
no, there are basketball players at that height. That's not like
now when it's like 7'6", 7'7", then that's something.
That's
different.
it. That's where it is.
Yeah.
You haven't spent a lot of time. See, it's funny. In your sport, the guys are not tall.
No. See, I mean, John Jones, for example, Francis Ngannou being 6'4", those guys, your height is like the pinnacle of what we see in fighting. We don't see guys who are 7 feet tall because it's somewhat advantageous to the short guy because of all the grappling that's required.
You're 6'1".
And as I said, sometimes advantageous to the short guy when it comes to fighting.
But John Jones is like 6'4", 170, 80 pounds though.
Yeah.
No, he's like 240 now, man.
Now he's
fighting. When he was fighting at light heavyweight, he was probably 220, but he never fought below that. But he was definitely he's funny. He looks skinny. He looks lean everywhere. He never bulky. Now he's kind of bulky fighting at heavyweight.
But somebody else who I met, and I couldn't believe how short he was. And he was a heavyweight champion of the world. And that's Mike Tyson.
Yeah. 5'11".
Right. Wasn't he? I thought he was like 5'8" or 9".
No, it's 5'11".
Yeah.
Okay.
He's about 5'8", 5'9". I'm just like, he was fighting guys my height or even taller and knocking them out. But, once you have that heart and that desire.
Well, it's the lowest center. It's the lowest center of gravity. Bear's biggest trouble has always been people shorter than him. And most of these guys, you'll see, it does favor the shorter fighter.
Yeah, because you try to come down, and that's when they catch you.
It does. And for Mike Tyson's case, he may have been, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but he was a foot shorter, but his back was a foot wider.
Yeah.
Power that guy had for anything he did in the ring was immense.
Why do you think they have to have so many rules with him and Jake Paul? It's so he doesn't kill Jake Paul.
He gonna kill him anyways. It don't matter.
That's very true. It's that moment you're like, did anyone think this through? And they're like, well, Tyson's older now. I'm like, I don't think no, man.
Have you seen those videos of him working out?
Oh yeah. I don't remember. I seem to remember. I think we had this conversation, or maybe it was someone else. But we were talking about how Mike Tyson has no ability to go light.
No.
Bars people. The reason why he had very few sparring partners and why they're always rotating out is because he can't tone it down. If he's putting gloves on, it's a fight, and it doesn't matter what else happens.
Isn't Sean Strickland like that?
No, Sean can chill.
Really?
Sean Strickland. He is the difference. Mike Tyson is not capable of it. That's the thing. He can't have a light. He doesn't know how to do it.
And think about it too. Even when a person is sparring, you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, oh, we're gonna take it. You might say that we're gonna take it easy, just throw some jabs or whatever. But once you spar, you're sparring. Because if a person knock you out during the sparring session, they gonna talk about it. So I mean, you're supposed to go all out. At least that's what I thought.
You have limitations based on who you're with, but when you're getting ready for fights, you can't go soft because you have to get the idea of what it's going to be like.
Didn't Jeff elbow you in the head?
Many times. My best friends elbowed me in the face, but it's all for the benefit of fighting later on.
It's a dumb job. So, Vincent, I'm going to ask you, what's the most dangerous thing you've had to do for your job?
It's probably when I went to Singapore. No, I'm sorry, not Singapore. It was Peru. And I'm claustrophobic. Okay, plain and simple, simple and plain. And this one particular night, we had to get in one of these little, I don't know, it was like a go-kart, taxi cart type thing. And we had to drive to the set on this little cliff. And looking off the side of that cliff and it being dark outside, I just knew I was going to die. I knew I was going to die. I called my wife. I texted her. I was like, this is it. This is it. And then once we got to the set, we had to get in like this big igloo thing. And it had a fire burning in there. And I'm like, I am about to go crazy in this place. Anytime I had to look at like a little door that I got to walk through or climb through, I'm going crazy. That was I thought that was it for me.
I can only imagine.
But I love that you didn't quit. You didn't stop. You didn't say turn around. You just went, okay, I'm gonna die.
We couldn't turn around.
I don't think turn around is an option.
I'm just saying
the road is as wide as the car is.
That's a hell of a level of professionalism. That's the moment you're like, well.
And then I couldn't see out of the sides. I could only see the front, and then I didn't want to look in the front. I just closed my eyes. And I was like, how far do we have to go?
Oh, wait.
Never again.
What are they calling it? A motor taxi. Yeah. Our producer's coming in saying it's called a motor taxi.
In Asia, it's called a tuk-tuk.
I don't care what it is. If it's that tiny, I don't want to be in it. I can't knowing your size being in it and then having to look over the side of a cliff to the empty abyss of nowhere.
Nope. So that was the toughest thing for me.
It's funny. The most dangerous thing wasn't even about the set and it being thrown around, having going in a stage fighting or stuntman work, but that part.
Yeah, and it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It had been raining.
I like that.
All I'm saying is props to your taxi driver, dude.
So here's my next question. If you could do any role, and this is something that they've asked you on the show before, if you could do any role, be anything, who would you want to play and why? That's from Sniffy.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be one of my Walking Dead co-stars. Probably Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus, he didn't really have to yell. He was cool. The women liked him. He got other shows from The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. He made a lot of money from conventions. You know, it was always chill for him. So I would definitely say Norman Reedus, Daryl Dixon, his part.
I like that.
Now we're on that subject. I'm thinking about it. What do you feel about your time with The Walking Dead? How do you think everything went for you? What was your experience like?
It was cool. I never knew what the show was. I had no clue what it was. When I got hired, you got
paid for the most famous show in the world at the time, and you didn't know what it was.
I had no clue. I didn't know anything about it. Comic books. I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, well, what is it about? They was like, well, it's about this group of people trying to survive the apocalypse and zombies or whatever. I was like, who the hell watching that? 20 to 25 million people.
Everybody.
Everyone. Are you kidding? His mother. When we mentioned you, she loves you.
We were watching you together. Like we were sit down every new episode from season 1 to season 4. We were watching every episode that came out, and you were a part of in my opinion, you were all part of the height, like the original group going from prison, 1 to about 4 or 5.
Yeah,
it started to dip a little bit.
The term is go to shit before it went to shit.
Well,
and you know what?
But it was good.
And it's like the one thing I didn't like, it was they got to the point of like, who's gonna die next? You know, it was more about who's dying next. And for me, it's like my death. I wish my death would have been a lot cooler, you know, instead of getting killed by an imagination. And it's just like, what? I died how? And I remember me telling my parents, or telling my mom especially, that I was gonna die. And she didn't want to watch the episode. She recorded it, and it took her some weeks to watch it. And when she finally watched it, she called me and she was mad. She was like, "What the F was this?" She's like, "They couldn't have gave you a better effing death." I was like,
been a staple
if you get on Reddit, yeah, that's, you are considered, they talk about the worst deaths in that. Get on Reddit.
yeah.
Yours is considered one of the what the fuck deaths.
Yeah, I was honestly, I was a little bitter from it for a while, because I thought I had done enough to be able to stay on the show longer. Yeah. But you know, it opened up some doors, and I've moved on from there. Some people can't move on. It's like, man, you've been dead since season 2. And that was 2012. Leave it alone.
Well, you've done a ton of stuff since then, but you still, where a lot of your audience base did meet you in The Walking Dead and stick with you, you haven't gone to the place where you're stuck in the character or where you resent your character. And people tend to oscillate between those two, where they start to get known for something, so they learn to resent it, or they get stuck in it and can't leave it. Like you see that actually with a lot of the Big Bang Theory actors.
Oh God, Sheldon will always be Sheldon.
That's it.
Typecast, when you
typecast, yeah. But the thing is, like he said, he doesn't complain about it at all.
Right.
Like, it's gotten, he's like, yeah, okay, I can never be on camera again. He's like, but I'll produce young Sheldon. Like, there's okay, but
for me, I'm honored, because it's just like, for somebody to come up to you like, man, I really enjoyed your character or whatnot, they should have kept you around longer. I'm honored about it. It doesn't bother me at all. If I can make somebody's day by having a conversation, which it blows my mind that people be so excited that you talk to them. Like, why wouldn't I talk to you? But I'm honored to have been a part of it. But life goes on.
Right.
And that's it. It's the I think what catches me with it is you've done a ton of stuff since then. We've got people writing in questions. You've done a ton of stuff since then. No, to the gentleman, by the way, the lady that always asks on this happened. I have to tell you, once before we did video and it was just audio and we were on like SoundCloud and Sirius and all of that before. We're still there, but now with video.
Now we're video.
Yeah, they crashed our social media trying to send naked pictures to Vincent. This happening again. I'm like, ladies, they come to us. They don't go to Vincent.
You gotta go to social media page and
go to his social media and send it if you want.
See, if I was Daryl Dixon, I'd be.
Vincent, where can everyone find you on social media?
I'm simple. It's easy. My name, Vincent M. Ward, at everywhere except for TikTok, because they banned me a couple of weeks ago.
For what?
Oh shit! What'd you do?
I don't know. I post the same videos on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but then TikTok was saying something about copyright. I'm like, oh, okay, now we both about to be banned. How about that?
Copyright, yeah, copyright infringement.
It's copyright, fucker. I am me.
Yeah.
There is no other me.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Someone was flagging you. That's not the app that does it. Someone had to manually go in and flag you. That means you have someone following and flagging you.
Bastards.
Gotta love that.
That means somebody was being a dick.
Yeah. It's all good.
It makes me think of something else. I can't imagine how many people you've met who recognize you and want to talk to you, who feel honored to meet you. Do you have a fan interaction that sticks out to, or maybe a type of fan you like to meet with?
Oh, and one you don't.
It was weird. It was at a convention, like right after I got off the show. I'm sitting there at my table, and this lady, I see her, she's walking towards me, and she starts crying. So I'm like, I'm looking around like, what the heck is wrong with this woman? And she's like, it's you. It's really you. I'm like, huh? It was because it was kind of scary, kind of, for a lady to be. I'm like, I wasn't even that popular on the show, but for a woman to be crying and want a hug and all this other stuff. And another thing that I stopped doing.
Get on Reddit. You were very popular.
Another thing that I stopped doing is going back and forth with people on social media, because one thing that, if I'm going to a convention or if I'm doing a play, I'm promoting where I'm gonna be. So if I'm getting into it with this person or that person, they know where I'm at. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they want to come do something to me. So I tell all my friends, don't go back and forth bickering with people, because they know you don't know them.
Yep.
That's actually very solid advice. And we hear a lot of terrible stories of actually, I think more commonly than celebrities, mainstream celebrities, because you guys probably get a little bit.
They get a little more protection.
But like a social media guy who doesn't know any better, or he or she will just post about their location wherever, and their fans show up, they get attacked. Like, it's horrible.
It's not just so social media puts everyone in the limelight. Something I talked to a police officer friend of mine about was 1 out of 5 people currently are being stalked and they don't know it.
Yeah.
And you put out your location and you say that you are somewhere, you are in danger.
Yeah.
And so there is a large number of women that are assaulted simply because they put where they were meant to on social media. Mm-hmm. And so the flip side is, as a celebrity, you have more attention, more time, more people. You're a really large man. There are not many people that are going to want to tangle with you.
Right. And the thing about it is, I wouldn't even tangle with them, because it's like, for what? If anything, I'll laugh, because it's like, I'm not gonna risk my life or end up hurting you and go to jail. I love my freedom. I'm just, this is me. I'm just all about peace. But one good thing about The Walking Dead and conventions, going back to that, is I met my wife at the convention.
Really?
Yeah. And it was so crazy, because I joke around a lot. And her daughter, and her niece had walked up to my table, and I said, "Here's my future wife and kids." And I was just joking around. We laughed, they took pictures, and they went about their way. A month later, she inboxed me on Facebook saying happy birthday to me, but it wasn't my birthday. And I made a joke, if you're trying to stalk me, just let me know you're trying to stalk me. And from there, we've been together.
I love that.
I like that you called it too.
You did.
Yeah. Like I said, we never exchanged numbers. I wasn't trying to, get with her. She wasn't trying to get with me or nothing like that. And it just happened. So that's probably one of the best things that happened to me, because it was a Walking Dead convention in Chicago, where she's from.
That's so sweet. That's a great way to meet someone. Story. That's such a fun story.
Yeah.
I like that. And if she's a fan, you always got a cheerleader in your corner. And
that's true. Yes. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask this. What is the role you're most excited for coming up?
7 Cemeteries.
Okay.
7 Cemeteries. I play a character named Eugene, and guess what? I'm a freaking zombie.
You're kidding.
I'm a freaking zombie, but it's hilarious. It's an awesome cast. The script was awesome. We had a good time filming in Oklahoma. Danny Trejo runs into a situation where he has to. He's the reason why we're dead, first off. But now he ran into a situation where he needs our help, so he has to bring us back. So even Lou Temple was in it too. Lou was Axel in The Walking Dead.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, I got my part because of Lou. Lou had auditioned for the movie. They saw Lou's reel and said, "Well, who was the other guy?" And I didn't even have to audition.
That's perfect.
I love that he goes through the casting and
they're
everything.
Like, yeah, you're fine. Who's he? Like,
right. So that's how I end up being a part of 7 Cemeteries. And I'm excited about season 2 of House of Vicious too. I'm extremely excited about that. And I mean, even though I can't say anything, but I'm extremely, extremely excited about season 3.
Oh shit!
I want
Oh,
We're playing.
And 2 hasn't even come out yet, but 3, woo!
I like that.
Man, you know, it sounds like you have some really awesome things coming out. Everything's going really well for you. If you had some advice to give maybe some aspiring actors or actresses, what do you think they should know right now?
Look, if you're serious about this, you got to take it with the good and the bad. You know, if this is just a hobby or something to do, then go do that with something else. You know, it's all about being professional, being on time. It's all about, you know, helping others. It's not about boasting and bragging, getting on social media talking about, oh, my hair looks horrible today. But really, you just want people to know you're sitting in your trailer. You know, and that bothers me that some of my friends do that. It's like, just say, hey, I'm in my trailer, whoop de whoop, whatever. You know, don't make no lame excuses. Oh, my arm. Anything just to say you're in your trailer on set. That drives me crazy. But I always say, I'm gonna give you this story right quick.
Yeah.
One day, I was doing voiceovers, and this is when you have to go in person and do them. And every time I went, I had to drive an hour. And then when I got down there, I had to sit there for an hour. This one particular day, I was like, I am done with this. I can't take it anymore. And plus, it was every time I auditioned, I wasn't getting a part. I never had booked a voiceover. This particular day, I'm sitting in the lobby. I'm emailing my agent at that time, letting them know I don't want to do this anymore. Before I can push send, they called me in to do the audition. I turn my phone off. I come back out, turn my phone on. It's the agent that I was sending the email to. So I called them, and they was like, hey, Vince, what are you doing? I said, well, I just came out of the audition, whatever. It's like, we have great news. You booked your very first voiceover audition. And I don't know if you guys know who Donnie McClurkin is, but Donnie McClurkin is really into he's a gospel singer. Yeah. Okay. So it was for something called Gospel Gold. And from that day, you know, for me having faith and believing in God, and, you know, people can believe whoever they want to believe in. Right there, I said, I'll never question or quit anything, because it's not on our timing. You know, sometimes you're going to be tested to see if you really have the love and the passion for whatever you're trying to achieve. And so from that day, I never said I'm going to quit anything, especially when it comes to this industry. Because the day you might decide to quit may be the day that God decided to bless you. And I got blessed that day.
That's wonderful, man. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for that advice. I love it because it works everywhere too. It's not just in film.
It's actually, that doesn't work with mine. I saw bad TV shows, but
God bless you with another bad TV show.
Can I say one more thing?
You did. You gave me a good one.
Please.
Never base your life or your career off of what you see on social media. People don't post bad stuff about themselves. They only post good stuff. Yeah. And everything that shine isn't gold. You know, I can sit here and be like, yeah, I'm doing this. But then as soon as I turn the phone off, I'm going to sleep in my car. So never compare your career or where you are in life to somebody else's, because everybody has their time to you know, succeed or come up or rise or grind.
And that's it. I like rise and grind. That was your catch. Your catchphrase. Yep. I always love the rise and grind. Well, you got to look at little Bow Wow putting himself up like he's on a private jet when he was flying commercial. It's and no shade to little Bow Wow on that, but like, don't get caught if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's not throwing shade. It's what he put out there. So
he did it himself.
That's what he did. So Vincent, thank you so much for joining us. We'd love to have you on again.
Most definitely.
Appreciate it.
And then I'm supposed to invite you to Sugar Shane's private event, so don't let me forget.
All right.
You guys.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys for joining us on Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, Summer Helene.
And I'm Pickle Bear. It's not going to stick. I'm Bear Fiorda. Bye.
We'll see you next week. Good night.
This has been Behind the Scenes with Summer Helene and Bear Fiorda. Only on Talk 4 Media.